I made some predictions that this prediction of 2026, how
Ooh,
I will like the world, like how I imagine the world. And I really believe that community is actually the heart of our society, and we should
yes.
nourish this more, business wise, but also like between us as well. I am first a freedom seeker. I always been
Oh, I love
like
that.
this. I'm always looking for freedom, whether in my work, at school, in my family, everywhere that I go. I see the pattern now that I am 35. I can look back and see that like all the choices that I made in my life,
Yeah.
the fundamental like values behind this is always about the freedom of choice, which is I was very lucky because my parents always gave me this possibility to choose forever for whatever I want,
So important.
despite my
Yes.
background as immigrants. Like sometimes
Mm-hmm.
immigrant parents can be very strict because they have high expectation
Yeah.
on their kids, and that was not the case for me, and I'm very grateful for this. So freedom seeker is one of the characteristic I will give myself. I'm always looking for, yeah, I think the meaning of life or the meaning of things. I will
I love
say,
that.
I will not say that like it's beyond understanding. It's like what is the meaning of like this interaction or
Yes.
this call that we're having together, so then
Mm-hmm.
I feel more there's a meaning behind life. So yeah, I will say these two things brought me to community building.
That's amazing. I totally can see myself in your words of this search of freedom. And I think that it's something that we who have been choosing to travel or to be a nomad like can relate, right? This search of feeling free and understanding what's that there's more that we need to connect with or to learn about. I love that. And do you remember, and if we just rewind just a little bit, when was the bag of traveling that sparked in you? When did you started traveling, and if your style of traveling have changed over time?
Yeah, this is a funny story because I my first trip alone, like solo
Yeah,
traveler, was
yeah.
in 2015. So I was
Uh-huh.
24 years old. I
Yeah.
will consider myself like it's kind of late to travel by yourself. Like most of people will travel when they're 20s, or like when they just finish a chapter in their
Mm-hmm.
life, right? For me, my motivation behind my first
Mm-hmm.
trip was I was going toward my 25, like the one quarter of your life that they will say this. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if you know this sentence. And
Yeah.
I was just seeking, like, kind of like looking for to make a bold move for myself. So it was not even like a dream that I always want to travel, this kind of
Mm-hmm.
person, which is that
Yes.
was not me. For me, I love Montreal. This is where I'm from. I I'm very comfortable there. I was not looking to explore the world, but
Okay.
I do understand that like beneath this desire to make a bold move, I need to do something that I will not think about it. I will not even for me, I don't work like this. Like the moment that I think about something, I have to act on it. Like
Yeah.
desire to connect with my roots, my Vietnamese roots. I actually travel in Vietnam for the first time
That's
alone.
nice. Yeah.
Exactly. So that was like a lot of mixed desire of making a bold move for myself,
Mm-hmm.
being courageous, being curious about my culture, all this
Mm-hmm.
kind of thing mixed together. That was an interesting moment because I didn't expect that I will meet my husband in this trip.
Oh,
But without
wow.
Yes, exactly. I met him in Thailand. So I went to
Yes.
Vietnam. And then after this, I went to Thailand where I met him in a temple and we've been together for 10 years now. But without this bold move that I told you that I had this urge, this
Yeah.
desire, I
Are we here?
yes,
It's, I love that story, and I love the motivation behind it. Like, I mean, there's no actually like the correct time to do those things, but I love that the motivation behind it was being bold. I think that going outside our comfort zone is key, right, for finding ourselves or to just reconnect with our essence, with who we are. And yeah, I love that. And it's so
yeah,
exciting that you met
absolutely.
your husband there.
Yeah, I feel that, like I always say to my husband that we're meant to meet, and I do believe in past life and also all the people that you meet in this life, whether it's your parents, your friends, or some kind of strong connection. There's
Yeah,
again a meaning behind this, like whether we met in past life or not. So now I'm telling the
that's so
story of
nice.
like maybe I had the desire to make a bold move, but
Yes,
maybe spiritually, if I'm putting myself in this spirit, my soul was already seeking
calling
for
you.
this.
Yeah,
Calling, yeah, exactly. And I was just responding with my mind, which is my mind was saying, "Oh, this is bold, this is fun, this is courageous." Like, which the story that will come after this trip will be amazing, Like, so my mind was
yeah.
kind of excited about the narrative that I will have afterward, but maybe my soul was already like, "Hey, there's something over there that like you should
Yeah,
go and discover." So in this sense, I don't know what happened, but I do believe in the scenario number two where my soul was already seeking for this meeting that I had with my husband.
yeah. Wow, yes. I think that maybe in my words or how I would describe it would be like following your intuition, right? Like following that little voice. I don't know if it connects with the idea, but I like while you were narrating it, I was like, okay, yes, it's like following this little voice that you have with you, and sometimes you ignore it because you are like overthinking things and not doing them, right? Just following that call. I love that. Where is
Yeah,
he from? I'm
100%.
just curious.
He's German. In that time, I live in
Nice.
Montreal and he lived in Berlin. And
Yeah.
he's Polish. He has Polish blood. So he's Polish by not like how I would
And
say
mix.
native. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, so we were in this sense for 2 years, and I decided to move to Berlin 2 years after when I finished my degree, my degree, my study, and I just want to see how where this relationship will go.
Yes. I love that. And you know, my next question was going to be about how traveling, well, people say traveling is transformational. I was going to ask you about like an experience that maybe was if traveling has felt like this for you, and if you have one or more experiences that have felt like, okay, something changed after this trip. I guess this one is a big one. Meeting your husband. That's a big one. Do you have another experience that has been
Yeah,
transformational?
sure. For sure, there's one thing that changed really my perception of clothes. It's kind of strange, but
Oh,
in Montreal, I always used to buy a lot of things about a clothes, and it's like in Montreal or like in North America, we have the mindset of like consuming, the consuming, you
yeah.
know yeah, we have to consume to
That's
feel
true.
good, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And for sure,
That's
when
true.
I was in Vietnam, I took a backpack, so already it's like reduced. But I noticed it that like I didn't need that much clothes. Actually, I was always wearing the same
Yeah.
thing, the thing that I like to wear, and I was washing them afterwards, you know. So I had a really big backpack just in case if, you know, I feel some like for a funky
Yeah.
outfit or but I always end up wearing the same thing. So
Hmm.
for sure, when I came back, I was just like, I have a wardrobe full of clothes. Like, that was like my consumption area. And I was like, I don't need all of this. And it really, I would say, like, rewire the way that I consume
Yeah.
stuff and the way that we don't need that much. You know, nowadays I'm not a big consumer. My friends, they know it. I don't eat out often, maybe one time per month.
Hmm.
Or I usually cook at home. I don't buy a lot of stuff as well. If I buy stuff, it will be secondhand because I don't know why
Yeah.
something really clicked during this trip that I'm like, I don't need that much actually. And I prefer saving all
I
this
know that.
money that
Mm-hmm.
exactly money for like that you pay for the clothes for the trip. And this is more meaningful for me, a trip experience than
Hmm.
having a closet full of clothes and you will wear one time per year, you know? So
Yeah.
that really changed my person.
I love it. It's more about collecting experiences than collecting things now, right?
Exactly. And collecting experiences trip, you know, how it is
Yeah.
expensive. You know, I just went to
Yeah, it is.
Japan. Um, so it's you need some you need some kind of money to be there. But I'm so
Of
happy
course.
I could do this because I made the choice of not consuming that much for unnecessary stuff.
Know that community has been a big part of your journey, but I want to learn more about how you got inspired, how community arriving into your life. I want to say we are always surrounded by community, but something maybe, I don't know, came to you like, okay, I need to focus more on this, or this is where I need to put my attention on. I would love to learn
Yeah.
more about.
I said to a friend the other day that I've been a community builder since I'm very little without giving myself this title. And I do believe that when you're a community builder or someone gathering people, just like
Yeah,
the art of gathering people, it's a community building role, right? Like now we have
yeah.
this title, but uh, it's either you have it or you don't have it. And when you have it, in a sense of like you need to think about other people, you need to care about other human, you need to have like a
Mhm.
little awareness of, you know, society and so on. And I think all this component was already early on in my life that I noticed that I always do this without title or not, you know.
Yeah,
And for example, I can give you a moment in my life where I think it was very much my community building spirit that happens at that moment. So when I was 8 years old, 8, 9 years old, I don't remember exactly. I didn't like spend my Halloween to collect candies. In North America, it's very important. Halloween is the best day of your life as a kid, right? It's like you
yeah,
always collect. It's the moment of
yeah,
your life where you get a lot of candies
yeah,
and yeah, it's just a fun festivity, you know.
yeah.
But um, but for me, instead of collecting the candies, I actually bought candies with my own money, which is as a kid you don't have a lot of money. So I
No,
bought candies. I already packed them. I made the surprise bags and everything like this. And I chose to not spend my Halloween collecting like a trick or treat because I just like giving, you know, because one quality of building community is giving your time, your care, and for the collective.
Yes.
And I do remember that I wait the whole night. The thing is, like, I live in a apartment building, which is
Yeah.
very hard to uh, to for people to find you. You know, like, so
Yeah.
it's like it's not a house. So I wait the whole night there, and until the end, I think 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock, someone rang at my door because I put the pumpkin drawing in the
Yeah.
in the window
The
saying,
door. Okay.
yeah, buzz at like apartment number 5. And until the end, I someone came. I was so happy because I'm like, yes, finally, I can give, I can do the thing that I was waiting for.
Mm.
And this story is something a couple of years ago when I told this story to my husband, to my friends, I got always emotional because I'm getting
Yeah.
always like very sad about like this version of me of like I care so much about the collective, that other people. I was ready to
Mhm.
sacrifice the best day of my life to give other people candies. And now that I look back at this story, it is part of my journey of becoming a community builder. It is not
Hmm.
anymore a story of like, it's so sad, this girl waited the whole night until 10 p.m. and just one person came. It was
Yeah.
not like, it's a story where I actually did an act out of my heart. And even though not a lot of people came, it's not
Yeah.
about the amount, it's about the intention behind this. And I think me realizing this story is just me
I like
realizing
that.
that, okay, this is, I'm not doing this just for, oh, I'm so cool, I'm doing this. It's actually, I'm doing this
Mm-hmm.
from my heart.
I love that. Today,
Yeah.
you are still growing this concept, and I'm sure that that little girl, for that time, from Halloween to the woman you are today, things have evolved with the concept of community and the impact and everything.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I mean, a big shift in my life is when I realize all these little steps that either the Halloween story, there's other stories that I just reconnect them together, and I'm like,
Yeah.
well, like I'm naturally doing this without calling this a community, like as I said, a community builder, we are very human centered. Right. So it's like I was already doing this, whether organizing party for my friends, gathering for my friends, a
Yeah.
colleague at work and so on. And I think that thing that was missing, that was like, well, now before opening NGC, Nomad Girls Club, it's not anymore. I'm doing this for my friends, for my
Hmm.
surrounding. I'm doing this for another type of audience that I don't have access yet, which is nomad and expat. Yes, I'm surrounded by them, but now the big fear or the big step is like telling them, hey, I'm there for you. Even though we don't know each other, we're not friends,
Yes.
and so on. This is
Yes.
the concept. I believe in this. Do you follow, or how do you feel about like these visions where I'm going?
Mm.
And I think that
Yes.
was like for sure a thing that I have to work on before opening NGC. And I was ready to take this risk because everything that I did before that, the journey that I went through personally, showed me that like I can do this. It gave me the confidence to do this. So when I opened NGC in March 2024,
Yeah.
I didn't expect I didn't I don't expect that it will be popular, neither it will flop. I was just like, again, it comes from a desire to gather human
Yes.
with the
Hmm.
missions and visions. And whether this resonate with me or not, that's not up to me. That's up to the market, the universe, or however you will call this. There's
Hmm.
like a sense of like you cannot control this. The thing that I feel that I can control is how I show up, which kind of
Yes.
intention I have behind me showing up, the missions, holding the space. This is the thing that I can control, and I
Mhm.
did that.
I love that. I love it so much. And so you mentioned NGC. Should we talk more about NGC?
About NGC, yeah.
Yeah.
So NGC was created by a desire of me wanted to just making friends, making
Yeah.
girlfriends. And very simple like this, I wanted to go to a meetup where there's no guys because Nomad Girls Club is only for girls. The
Okay.
reason why I said no guys is because sometimes between us women, we just
Yeah.
feel there's some kind of connection that we have that is
Yeah.
different. Like I don't say that I don't have
Mhm.
male friends. I have male friends, but it's just different atmosphere, you know? And I wanted
Yeah.
specifically a community only for women where we hang out together. It doesn't feel like networking, neither just like, you know, small talk, or it's like a moment where you can make new friends. Like you, this can be potentially your BFF, you know, or
Yes.
doing some grandma stuff, which is like knitting, painting, you know, some kind of fun things.
Yes. Yes.
You know, as women, we sometimes forget this side of ourselves where like
Sure.
our inner child, where we're like we just want to hang out instead of always being like
We
very
do.
strong confidence
Yes.
woman. Exactly, you know, it's like I want to show another side of a woman, even though she's strong, she's
Mhm.
confident, she's independent, but she also can tap into her inner child. She can also have fun and hang out and not be serious, you know, just you know go with the flow and have yeah meet new friends.
I love that. Girls just want to have fun. Yes, we do. We do. We do. So you mentioned when we started this call, Ngan, that you just made a post about where community is heading for the next years, and I would love to talk more about that because you have all the information. I haven't seen it yet. I'm going to add the link to the post to below to the video so people can go and check it
Yeah.
out. But let's talk about it. Where
Yeah,
do
I mean,
you?
I just made few prediction where I think is
Yeah.
like more related to female community builder. First, the
Hmm.
reason why I said female is because I do believe that we work differently than men just by the way that we lead. You know, we
Yes.
lead more from our
Mhm.
feeling, our emotions, and this is our superpower. You know, and we lead
Yes.
differently. Um, and I one prediction that I have is, and I like this one is, you know, sometimes people they I think this is very male way to see this, in my
Mhm.
opinion, is like you need to figure out stuff in order to do stuff, right? It's like
Yeah.
I need to figure out like I need to be so strong so then when I present myself out there,
Yeah.
people will trust me, right? So there's like
Mhm.
the figure out mindset or
I
things
like that
out
about
there.
it.
And the reason why I said it's male thing is because, I mean, you need to compete with other. This is the male way, right? They like to
Yeah.
compete. They like to
True.
dominate. Just like who's the best here? Who's the strongest in the room? Who can I crush here? Right? It's like this kind of like
Yeah.
things, right? Which is
Yes.
for us female, we don't work like this. We're not like coming in the room like who's the strongest here? Who's like I don't say this is bad. It's just
Hmm.
there are there are wired to do this. If you
Yeah.
see animals, they are also doing this the male way, right? If you see like chimp. I watched a documentary about chimp the other day on Netflix, Chimp Empire. And there's always a strong leader, a male chimp, which is the boss, right? Everyone
Yeah.
else is under him. But the moment that he's like showing a slight weakness, the whole community will doubt him, right? It's like
Uh,
the chimp will feel like, oh, I can maybe take over his position. So he needs constantly to be strong. And that's
Mm.
why I said this is a male way, because they're conditioned like this, right?
Yeah.
And for us, women, we're not conditioned like this. We have a very strong sense of vulnerability, empathy.
Mm.
We try to collaborate with each other, and that's one thing prediction that I have as well. That instead of like competing, we're always gonna try to collaborate. We're always gonna try
Mm.
to understand the other person, where they're coming from. It could be a mismatch, but it's not gonna be a domination, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, so this is a one big prediction that I have if we wanna go toward more female community builders way. Yeah.
Yes, that's so true. I never thought about that. Like how you explain it. It's true. It's true. And have you seen with I would love if you have like some anecdotes or I don't know, situations that have happened and NGC with have you seen like women coming together creating and co-creating or
Yeah, for
friendships? Do
sure.
you have stories?
Yeah, for sure. I've been witnessing this for sure. Like, I mean, just last week, I also had another podcast interview, and there's two
Mm.
girls that a year ago they met at the dinner of NGC, and they
Yeah.
became friends. After becoming friends, they said, just as a joke, let's make a podcast. Ha 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 ha. And then somehow actually they're like, that's not a crazy idea. Actually, I will like that, you know? So they
Yeah.
now made a podcast a couple of months ago. It's called From Lisbon with Love, which is amazing because without them coming to the events, showing up to the events, they will not end up being a podcast host
Yeah.
now and having this
True.
friendship together.
True. What do you think a community needs to have to enable these kind of connections? What?
So for sure, one thing that I noticed is coming to the event or showing up is one thing, which is the first
Mm.
step already. It's great. But you have to be ready emotionally and also have a little commitment to the thing that you join, you know? And this is the thing
Yeah.
for sure I cannot control. I'm holding space, I initiate the space, I
Mhm.
connect you, but it depends on the other person individually how they want to
Yeah.
connect deeply after the event. And because most of my community is in person mostly,
Yeah.
it really it needs a high commitment, to be honest, because you need to spend 3 hours with some people you don't know, that you might end up not making friends or making friends. And but that depends really
Really.
much on you and the
Mm.
crowd as well. So it's a bit like yeah, I will say it's a gamble, but at the same time not gamble, because the people there that you will meet, they are
Yeah.
100% looking for friends. So you cannot mistaken them. You know, there versus in life when you walk at the gym, you cannot go there and say, "Do you want to be my friend? I'm looking for friends." Or like, "Hey, I'm this
Mhm.
person. Do you like my person?" Versus when you go to NGC event, everyone, 100% people there, the girls, they're looking for connection. So it's more safe in this sense. But what happened after the event, it's not something I can control, and it's up to them. And this is, we'll say,
Yeah.
the efforts that they will have to give in.
Yeah. So for someone who wants to start a community, Nyan, so what's the advice? How can they just what's the
Start.
key element or elements to say, okay, you just need to focus on this to start a community that has potential?
I mean, for me, I'm writing right now a community builder starter kit
Oh,
where
I love that.
I'm bringing the person toward a journey of like
Yeah.
gaining confidence, but also clarity around what they want to build. Right? It's like I think it's a journey that I went through. Now I can tell you
Hmm.
how I started, but it's not 100% true, right? It's like six
Mm.
months before NGC, I went through a process already of transformation where
Yeah.
I opened NGC in March 2024. But people will see this like, oh, you opened NGC in March 2024. I'm like, well, 6 months ago, I was like thinking about it maybe a year ago, so it's never like
Yes, I
one
get that.
answer saying that like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I was ready and that's it. I think one thing is like, I would say the first thing, if you want to open a community or having the calling to
Mm-hmm.
open something, create something, build something, is to trust this voice, this inner voice telling you that like, I want this, I need this, I think we can go forward together and we can build something great. Trust this voice. And the rest,
Yeah.
it's inner work, right? It's like when to open this, how you're gonna open this. It's more tangible, right? Which platform, which venue, and so on,
Yeah.
right? It's like you can figure out this. The hard work is to trust this voice because most people they don't trust this voice, and that's the moment you're like, no, I don't want. So no matter if you look for venues or which kind of format, if you don't trust this inner voice, then it will always come up. It will always like come back, and yeah,
Yeah.
I will say that's the first thing you should do.
I don't know how, but 2025 is about to end. 2026 is knocking already at our door. And I would love to ask you what are the biggest lessons from this year, also the top moments that you have had, and also what are your next dreams, goals? Have you already started planning something for 2026? I don't know what is coming for Nian.
Yeah, for sure. As I mentioned to you previously, I really like to look back, usually at my life in general.
Yeah.
I'm a person who's like I just want to clarify. I don't look back to doubt my decision. I'm not a person who will look back and say, "Oh shit, I should do this. Why I didn't do this?"
Yeah.
Like I don't work like this. I look back as like a movie. When you
Oh,
watch a movie and you're like, "Oh,
yes.
this happened in my life," or like I met this person. Oh, there's this lessons that happens, and I just
Mhm.
watch this as a movie without
Yeah.
necessarily feeling that remorse or feeling bad that I didn't do the right decision, because I believe that when you align with yourself, the
Hmm.
decision that you make at that moment or whatever you say is the right one for you.
I believe that
So
too. Yes.
when I look back at 2025, I will say my highlights. I'm like, when I look at the movie,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh, I really like this chapter of my movie, or this like part of
Yeah.
my life, 2025, is actually just recently when I travel as nomad in Tokyo,
Yeah.
and my plan is to stay 2 months and a half. So already I knew that I need some friends. Just want to give you a context. I'm a person who's like, I need to socialize at least one time per day. So I need to either meet a friend,
Okay.
talk to someone, or go to the gym, talk with someone at the gym,
Yeah.
or do something.
Yeah.
So I was already 2 weeks in Japan talking with nobody except my husband, my husband is my best friend, which is amazing. But for me, I need outside interactions, and
Yeah.
I was in a moment where I remember that the feeling that I had. I remember that this is a feeling that leads me to open NGC. The feeling of
Mhm.
like, I want to make friends. I don't know how, but I'm sure other girls will like this too.
Yeah.
And I know my role in this life is to initiate stuff. I have no problem initiating stuff. I think that's like a quality of mine. And I think that I should initiate stuff for people. And I know that I have this. So then when after 2 weeks, I was like, I cannot do this anymore without socializing. So I just opened NGC Tokyo,
Oh,
which
wow.
is very unexpected, in a sense of like
Yeah.
I didn't plan months after before that. Like, yeah, I
Yeah.
will go to this event and I will try to present my concept. But no, it was never like this. It
Yeah.
was just, I have a need, I have a pain.
Yeah.
I want to fulfill this need and pain. I want to reduce my pain of not
Mm-hmm.
socializing. And I just opened NGC Tokyo, and it was so beautiful because my first events that I have, again, I don't, for me, expectation is not part of my life in general. You know, I'm
Mm-hmm.
just creating, I'm responding,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I'm delivering, but I don't expect. I'm just like, this is my
So
job,
important.
done. Exactly. And my first event, we were, I think, 8, 9 girls, which is amazing. It's 8, 9 girls that I will never
Yes.
meet if I didn't initiate this. And this 8, 9 girls will never meet together without
Yeah.
me wanted to them to connect, you know, like they have
True.
the same pain as me. So it
Yeah.
was amazing. We met a few times, we became friends. I really felt like, wow, this is the reason why I opened Nomad Girls Club.
Hmm.
Yes,
I love
so
that.
that's my highlight.
And do you have like new like it's amazing that you keep just opening these clubs for girls. I think that is so valuable, so important, and because it's for people like we were saying before, maybe they are just experiencing new things, and maybe when it's exciting, even when it's exciting experiencing new things, sometimes you feel alone, and sometimes you feel like not finding your place or not finding your people. So I think that what you are creating allows those girls to just feel more calm, like, okay, I can do this, I can meet people that are in the same
Yeah,
way that I am, that feel the same way that I feel. um that's a
yeah,
lot.
for sure. I think that one thing about community builder is like you creating belonging. People
Yeah.
want seek belonging where I belong here. You know, like you just in this particular group of in Tokyo, some people just move. Some people they're
Mm.
there for 1 month. Some people they're there for six months already. So they're just don't have a yet like a place where they feel they belong there, they feel seen, they
Mm.
feel accepted, and so on. So that's a very powerful thing about community. It gives
It
you
is.
this feeling. And then you're asking me about 2026. What
Yes.
is my plan? So I'm not a person that look back too much in the past, but like just as a movie. But
Yeah.
when I look at my future, I'm a, I would say I'm a visionary person. I love to
I love that.
imagine. I work like this. I work with image of how
Yeah.
I will that an image that excite me. I will not say that I want or that I need.
Yeah.
It's like
Uh,
visions. Again, when you watch a movie, right? There's like some movie you just feel touched, right? You're like this scene,
Yes.
I don't know how, but it just touched a core of myself, a value of me, right? So I see my life like this, that I visioned a movie, a scene. I must say, let's just
Yeah.
take this metaphor of movie. I just
Yeah.
vision a scene of my life where I feel excited or not excited. If this scene doesn't give me the right emotion that I would like to have, which is
Hmm.
joy, excitement, I feel empowered, I feel confident, then it's not a
Hmm.
good scene. We have to change the scene, right? It's like, this is not
Yeah.
good. But if it gives me confidence, it empower me, it gives me joy, I feel excited, that's where I'm going, where my energy will flow, right? It's like, oh, I like
I
this,
love
I
that.
want this. Like it seems there's
Yeah.
something I was telling you in the beginning about your soul, because there's your
Hmm.
soul and what you want as a person, right? That what society
Yes.
wants from you. But I do really believe that your soul is the one that you have to respond to.
Yes.
And when I see this movie, it's just my soul saying, yes, I want it. It's not even my mind.
I
It's
love
not
it.
even society. It's not even the
Yeah.
pressure of like people saying, no, you need to build community. You need to have a job. You need to have a
Yeah.
family. It's just a response to this. And
That's
again, your
amazing.
job as a person is
Hmm.
to trust. that this is right for you. It's very hard. It's actually very scary. Actually, it's the reason 100% why people will not listen to this voice is because this voice will also have a mixed voice of fear, right? There's like a
Yeah.
voice of fear that is very similar to this voice, but because the fear is louder, it's like, how? How can I do this? It's like, what? Like, this kind of panicking mode, right?
Yes.
So, when you see like a kids, when they're panic, they just take a lot of space in the room. They're like, they don't know what to do, right? Versus someone
Yes.
who's like
True.
calm, who can embody peace, who's confident, they will not panic. They will not be loud. Actually, they will just be more in action, right? So basically,
Yeah.
the reason why this voice is giving you so much fear and then you kind of have a hard time to trust it, it's because it's not your soul talking. It's another voice where it's like your ego, right, protecting you. It's telling you that like,
True.
what if you do this, it doesn't work. If you do this, no one will show up. What if you do this, like you lose
So
this
true.
identity of yourself.
Yeah.
So the thing about your duty is to listen to this soul and to envision this scene of your movie, right? And to see that this is when I want to go and this excites me. And for me, 2026, the movie that I have or the scene that I have
Yes.
is I will say this, it's an image, right? It's not like a concrete goal of like, I would like to reach
Yeah.
10,000 people on Instagram. I would like to earn this amount
Yeah.
of money, this kind of thing. I see an image of women together in a space where we can talk about the future, where we're going with the future, change makers, community builders, leaders, where we talk about transformation, we talk about impact, we talk about change, instead of like, it's like instead of like staying like this in this society, we're talking about how can we change this together. And
Yes.
this is the vision that I have, but I don't know how, when. It's just this part of this movie, it excites me.
I love that. I love that. Yes. I think that at some point we are sharing part of that movie, or we have like similar movies. That's also and that's exciting. That's exciting. I don't know I if how much it adds, but I'm with you. I'm already I'm already, I hope I'm in that vision too, because I would love to sorry, to be part of that, of all what you said, of being the change, of navigating, all the different paths to create something better for everyone. I love that. So yeah, thank you so much, Nian. I don't know if you want to share anything else or for 2026.
No, that's pretty much it. Like I will say that this is pretty much my visions. And as I mentioned to you, for me, 2026, it's not my New Year's. My New Year's for me
Yeah,
is my birthday,
that's right.
and 2026 is just another year. But I do
Mhm.
understand that like we're going for many people and for the whole world planet,
Yeah,
2026 is a year that counts.
yeah,
And I would say no matter which year you are, which time of your life, the thing that my message behind that whatever I told you today is just being true to yourself, to honor this voice that you have, honor what you're being, honor other people,
yeah.
and yeah, like this is no matter the time of your life, there's New Year's, end of year, middle of the year, this is your we'll say your missions.
Thank you so much for sharing all this. Again, has been a conversation that just left me thinking about a lot of things. I think truly that you're very inspiring, that you like, I don't know, it's a mix of your voice and the words you choose and how you make it easy to visualize with, with a movie image, scene, and other things, that it's easy to follow the message that you are giving us, and I love that, and I appreciate it so much that you joined this call and to share all of these. I also want to say that you are part of the top advisors program that I created and Traveling My Way, because it's just also part of this wanting people to connect, and maybe they can just book a call with you if they are curious about community, or just a little guidance of where to start. And I'm also going to be sharing all your links of NGC and yours, so people can connect with you in different ways. Thank you
Thank you
so
so
much.
much. Thank you for having me and the opportunity to share my story.